I definitely think the LLH has been a highlight of my time here in UL. Whether it's been the resources they've made available, such as dictionaries, grammar books, or even magazines and newspapers in the target language, that has certainly helped with my language learning journey. One thing I really enjoyed was the discussion groups. I'd been going since I was on campus, so I started in second year, and I've really made a lot of contacts through that. I still speak to a lot of the people I met there, so it's really nice to have that contact if you're ever in the target country. So in my case, when I was in Spain, I could meet up with my partner here in the LLH, and that was really nice. And I thought it was a really, I guess, fun way to speak the language. Often we played games through the target language, or even if I asked the facilitator, they would maybe talk about certain topics that I was more interested in, so you really get to tailor it to your interests. And it's nice as well that there are individual and group sessions, so sometimes before an oral exam or an interpreting exam, it's nice to have that one-to-one support. And then other times it's nice within the course for you and a few friends to go to a discussion group and really have fun with the language, with your friends, but also with that facilitator speaking the target language.
The language learning has helped greatly with my language. I'm part of the BA in languages, so we don't have the Erasmus component in our course. And that said, in order to improve language, we have to kind of interact with native speakers. So thankfully the Language Learning Hub, they facilitate conversation groups, discussion groups, where you can talk with native speakers. So you're in a group, there are 1 or 2 native speakers, and there's 5 more non-native speakers. Also, they do provide one-on-one sessions too. So if you're more confident, you want to practice just yourself, you can practice with that one-on-one person. So I've done it for French and Spanish. And even before oral exams or if I have presentations, I'll book in a session and practice run through with a native speaker. They can help me with mistakes or how to better say something. It's 100% it saved me so many times throughout my time here in UL. I'm the class rep in my course, so I'd always be sending emails or reminders into my group chat saying like, it's on Tuesday, Wednesday for Spanish, even because especially for the beginner Spanish, well, we didn't have a high enough level at the very beginning to do the one-on-one session, so we want to try and integrate ourselves and then speak with native speakers without putting ourselves kind of on the front of it. So that's the way I found myself improving from first and second year, was going to the group discussions, and then bit by bit you gradually progress, and then I found myself moving on then to the one-on-one session.
The Language Learning Hub has definitely helped me with my language learning, especially trying to keep my German fresh. So with the group discussions that are facilitated by Erasmus students, I attended a few of those, and I was able to practice my German with people my own age, and speak casual German, not academic German. You'd be surprised the vocabulary you'd forget, like the basic vocabulary that you forget because you focus a lot on academic German in your classes, but group discussions I think are really helpful for that, just casual conversation. It also helped me out with my exams, so I did borrow a couple of dictionaries for my language exams, which has been very helpful because they're usually always out of stock in the library.
So I am actually a volunteer at the Language Learning Hub at the moment, and while before this year I'd had experience kind of on the student side of things completely, of doing the language exchange sessions. Now being behind the counter, I still get the opportunity to do language exchange sessions and access all the resources, but I also get the fun opportunity of my professors showing up and saying, hey, I didn't realize you volunteered here, and then having a full conversation about some like book checkout in my target language, which I think it kind of helps put the language into context. I can use this language to do like actual work, I suppose. I think if you can get involved in the Language Learning Hub in any capacity, it's definitely a very friendly environment where you have a lot to learn no matter what you're doing.
The Language Learning Hub is a really great study environment because of all the materials that are available in the native languages, and also all the posters on the wall, so it really helps you get in your zone, whereas in the library you wouldn't have that. And it's a really good study space, especially during exam time when the library is very full. I really like the environment here. It's very friendly, warm, casual. It's not as strict, let's say, as the library environment, and it's usually never full, so it's a really great study space. So definitely an immersive activity that really helped me with my language learning was the language exchange meeting. that happens every semester, and it's where a lot of different people like Erasmus students come, or study abroad students, and you have your little sticker, what languages you want to learn, and you find a person with that sticker, you exchange information, then you meet up in your own time in a group or individually, and you practice the language, and they also practice their English, so it's beneficial for both.